Okay, so we've been working on this Wi-Fi project here with the ESP32, and we've been able to get the time, or some of us at least got the time, and then we're able to get the weather. We actually ran an issue with the time where student logins to the Wi-Fi, I think maybe like this UDP protocol is blocked possibly, and so we'll have to figure out for student accounts a better way to get the time. So that's something we'll work on later and get sorted out. But we also found the weather. We do need to make a small change. So we figured out that the way that we set up our secrets file, basically anytime we include it, we're getting an issue where there's multiple definitions of this object here. And so the solution is to make local copies of it. And so you should go through and add this static const to all these keywords, or static in front of all these declarations here. And that will make it so that anytime we include this, instead of running into that linker issue, it'll just make local copies, and then we can leave those alone there. But I'm going to go ahead and move my Open Weather API key. We'll include this the secrets.h file, and then in here I'm going to paste it right there. I'm going to add that static keyword so we don't have that compile issue, and we should be good to go now. Okay, so I'll build it just to be sure. But what we've done now is we have we've basically got something that's going to tell us what time it is. It's going to get the weather, and that's great. But really, if we want to leverage the capabilities of like a Wi-Fi tool, it'd be nice if we could interact with it over the internet. Oh, I'm getting an error here, so maybe I didn't solve that problem entirely. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually go through and do that same thing, so I'll have to do that real quick. But you have to actually go down and change at the bottom part. I'm not going to show you my password, so I'm going to do it later. But so you have to actually come down and change it for these as well, which I had not done, and now it will compile for us. Okay. So anyway, though, to really leverage the benefits of being able to have a device that connects to the internet, it would be nice if we could actually interact with it remotely. And there's a couple kind of things that are going on here. So you could think of this as like a two-directional thing, right? So we might want to get data off of our device, and so I have our device send data somewhere, but also have our device get instructions from somewhere. And so there's two-way traffic that we want to create. And if you're just trying to create one of those goals, there's different approaches, but this is what people call Internet of Things, IoT. There's huge industries revolving around this, and there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's some pre-made tools where you can just kind of set them up and they work, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. And then there's other things where like there's cloud services like AWS, Microsoft has Azure. There's some other ones too, and you can set those up where you can control a device over those tools using protocols like MQTT and things like that. We're not going to get into all that stuff, but there's a whole world out there. And for our purposes, what we're going to do is we're going to use a pre-made tool called Blynk. So we're going to switch over to that now. And so Blynk is a tool that's kind of like designed to simplify that process for you. And their business model is about basically you build like a prototype with them, and then you can scale it up to production using one of their kind of like pricing models here. And so you could see like for free we can get 2 devices set up, and then for each device we could have up to 5 data streams, or that's inputs and outputs, and it'll keep up to a week of storage. And then if we want to pay for a plan, then we can get more devices and more templates and more data streams. And then you could see there's other plans here, like a pro one, it's $100 a month, or you have like a custom one. And so if you are running like a business where you're creating an IoT device and you're selling it or publishing it to the, you've created a product and you want to distribute it, and you don't want to manage all this kind of cloud side of things on your own, then this is a service you could use, and you might pay for this enterprise service, and you'll actually get like a custom app made as well. And so for our purposes though, we're just going to do like a basic setup. And so we're going to try a free account. Okay, and so here you'll put in your email. I'm going to use my school email here, and then you just accept the terms and conditions, and then click sign up. It's going to ask you to confirm your email and to create a password. Okay, so we've created a password, and then we'll fill out our profile. Okay, and they got set up. You can go through this tour if you want. I'm just going to walk you through how their system works. This is really describing kind of all the capabilities it could do. And so they have some other tools that we're not going to be using that they're discussing here. And so we'll kind of skip through this stuff. Templates. So we're going to start by creating a template here, and then we will from there build our device. All right. Okay, so we're all set up. We're not going to need the quick start because we're using our enterprise connection. It doesn't work with their setup. So we're going to go to devices, and we're going to create a new template, and my ESP32 template. Okay, so for the ESP32 Wi-Fi connection, this is a starter template. So I think based on our free plan, we can make 3 templates. Okay, and so come back to here. We're going to set up some data streams. Okay, and this is how we can basically interact with our device using this kind of Blynk tool. So there's some options here. We're going to really use, a lot of these have multiple, like we could use any of these, but we're going to use the virtual pin because it's the most flexible. And so we'll call this one LED in or LED out V0. Okay. And that's pin V0. And we're going to make that to be an integer. There's no units. And the default value will be 0. And then there's also some advanced settings, but we're just going to go ahead and create. Okay. And so we've got one data stream. We'll add one more, and we'll call it be another virtual pin. And we'll call this button in V1. Okay. No units, min, max, default is 0. Okay, great. So now we have these 2 data streams, and now we're going to make our dashboard. Okay. And we're going to make a switch. Okay. And then we're going to make, so this is a control, right? And then we're going to make a display. I think I can make it, I'll put it right there. Okay. And now we'll edit these. So actually, I shouldn't save, so go edit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use this switch to control our LED. Okay, so if it's going to send a 1 when we want to turn the LED on, and a 0 when we want to turn it off. Okay. And we will call this LED. Okay. And then for this one, settings, we'll call this one button status. All right. And we'll use our button in as our data stream. We're going to set the color as red. And, or let's go with, like a yellow maybe. All right. I don't know if this one's going to do what we want, but we'll try. Okay. And so this is our dashboard. Okay. And so it's going to display the status of the button, and we're going to be able to control that LED. Okay, and so now we have our template done, I think. And now we're going to go to devices, and we're going to make a new device. And we'll make it from our template. We'll choose this template, and we'll call it my ESP32 device. Okay, and now it shows up here. And so now it gives us this code right here, and so we're going to use this in our secrets file to create this device. Alright, so we're going to click to copy that code. We're going to come back to our sketch here, and we're going to come to our secrets file, and we're going to paste this right there. Okay, and then we're going to come here, and so there's a rule that we want to have that pasted or included first before like the Blynk libraries. So I'm going to include that secrets library at the top. Okay, so that we're in good shape now, and now we have to do kind of the device side of things for that. Okay, so first thing is we got to wire it up correct. Okay, so we're going to wire ourselves up like this. We've got a LED connected to pin number 5 and a button here connected to pin number 18, and we're going to use those with our Blynk sketch to kind of handle like the Blynk side of things. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to integrate the Blynk code. Well, we'll integrate the code for this, and then we'll integrate the Blynk code. And so in the setup, and we're going to get rid of this stuff here in our loop for now, and we'll come back and add that stuff in later, maybe. Okay, so we're going to do pin mode. Do const int LED pin is 5, and const int button pin is what did you say it was 18. Okay, and we'll add those pin modes. So LED pin is going to be an output, and pin mode, our button pin will be an input pull-up. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is this. For our Blynk code, there's different ways to do the Blynk connection, but the way we're going to do it is once we're connected to the Wi-Fi, we're going to connect to Blynk. Now, if we didn't have to deal with our school networks, you could actually just pass in like the password and the Wi-Fi to the Blynk constructor, and it would connect for us. But because we don't have those tools, we can't do that. So we're going to do blynk.config. This is not the standard way to do it, but this is because we have to use this enterprise connection, which are not set up for. And we're going to say Blynk auth token right there. Now we have an error here because we still need to include these Blynk libraries. So if we go to platform, the platform IO, and we're going to go to libraries, we're going to find Blynk. Okay. And let's see. Here we go, right here, Blynk. We're going to add it to our project. So ESP32. Okay, so we got our project here, and really you could just paste this line here. So it's adding, you could really just paste that line here under our library dependencies. Alright, so you see it down there. Okay, so now we've got that integrated, and we have to actually include it. And so there's different versions of the library for the board that we're using. And so we're going to go Blynk simple ESP32.h. Okay, and this gets us our Blynk libraries, and now we don't have an error here with our Blynk config. Okay? And this should connect us to Blynk. And so we're going to say serial.print connecting to Blynk. Okay. And now if we want to verify that we got connected, we can make the onConnected callback. And so we're going to say Blynk connected. And so by creating this function, it's going to, this is basically registers as the callback. And so we're going to say this function is called when Blynk connects. Okay. I'm going to say serial.print ln connected to Blynk. Okay. So let's try that out. And then what we'll do is in our loop, we're going to do this. So we need a piece here that says blynk.run. Okay. And should be a capital B. And this is, and if it's not connected, this will return false. And so we'll say if not blynk.run print ln, and we'll say disconnected from Blynk, and we'll have a little delay here. And we'll see if this causes us problem later. Okay, so we got that done. And now we want to be able to, let's make sure this works, and then we'll look at getting data to and from Blynk. All right. Okay, so we're connecting to Wi-Fi. Okay, connecting to Blynk, we're connected to Blynk. Okay, and so if we look back to here, if we look at our device, we can say device info, and you can see our device is showing as online right now. Okay, and that's because we connected to it. And so now that we're connected, the next step is to look at integrating this LED and this button status into our Blynk code. I think this one's getting long enough though, so we'll stop that here, and then we'll pick up with that part on the next session.